So what's the deal with all these crazy, deranged right-wingers and their constant attacks on black women and their looks? You've got crazy, deranged Laura Loomer, who is a Donald Trump close aide. Laura Loomer, y'all, let me show. Now listen, I need to prepare everybody for watching. I know today is September 26th. I know Halloween is a month away. It's a month away. But I just need you to prepare yourselves. This is a living witch, 32-year-old Laura Loomer. That's Laura Loomer. She's 32. That's a phrase we have in Texas called rode hard, hung up wet. That's Laura Loomer. Now, this is Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. She's 44. That's 44. That's 32. That's 32. That's 44. Laura Loomer should not be calling anybody, anybody ugly. I'm just saying. Well, Congressional Black Caucus is happening this week. CBCF, ALZ, and at one of these forums, Congresswoman Crockett, she had a few words to say.
I know that some may think that I am, younger than I am. But just so y'all know, I am 12 years older than Laura Loomer.
Crockett said, yeah. Trashing her, calling her ghetto, all this sort of stuff like that. Come on, pull it up. It hurts my heart that we have ghetto black bitches who hate America serving in Congress. And so, but this is who Loomer is. She's always putting this stuff out there. She's always trashing people. But it's also that skinny, no hip, no butt white woman, Megyn Kelly, who did the exact same thing. And so Megyn Kelly out there trashing, dogging folks. And so she was critical of Jemele Hill. And all this sort of stuff like that. And Jemele, of course, responded. And so, again, this is what you have going on. So Megyn Kelly, matter of fact,
your friend.
Let me see this here. I think this was, somebody posted this. Okay, I think, all right, so just watch this. Again, this is the stupid stuff you see going on. Go ahead.
A coat of mascara would be your friend. I'm just going to tell this to you, woman to woman on television. You need a little work, and you should have them back off the camera a little bit because you are not attractive enough to have that extreme close-up. Push away your laptop, Jemele, and add a filter or two. Honestly, we actually don't use any on this show because I do put on makeup so I look presentable, but you need work because you can't both be ugly on the outside and the inside. You need to choose one, okay?
Worry about than what the Jemele Hill saying. You got more pressing things to worry about than what's coming out of my mouth, according to Don Lemon. So if I were you, I'd deal with that and worry less about what I'm wearing. Worry less about what foundation number I'm using. If I'm using MAC products or Fenty Beauty, I wouldn't worry about that. I worry about my house because we good over here. And finally, let me leave you with this. In case it was any.
Y'all out. Got audio. I need y'all to come on and be on this, please. Okay, so she was responding to something Don Lemon said. So again, let me roll it back so y'all can hear the full context. Please, audio all the way up so people can hear.
Across the room, it's weird.
Hold on one second. Here we go.
On the outside and the inside, you need to choose one. Okay.
Across the room, it's weird.
Megyn, you.
So what happened with that was Don Lemon said that there was some event and Megyn Kelly's husband kept looking at Don Lemon's husband across the room. That's what he said there. Okay, let me play the rest.
Got more press.
All right, so Jemele just went off on her. Drew, but here's what's crazy. Okay, again, Megyn Kelly, stop it. Okay, boo. You look. The people who like you, baby, you waist up. So just stop. Just stop. You ain't attractive. You ain't got all of. See, but this is what they do. So Trump wants to diminish the intellect of black women, and then you have these white women, Megyn Kelly, Laura Loomer, others, who want to now detract and criticize the looks of black women. It's all about denigrating black women. The same way the Republicans wanted to, Michelle Obama, she looks like an ape, all that sort of stuff. That's them. That's what they do. So they don't want to have a substantive conversation, and it's childish and it's petty, and this is why Megyn Kelly is a disgraceful little mean girl. And see, this is why she thinks Santa was white. This is why she didn't understand blackface, because again, these are the people, that's what they do. They don't want to have a substantive conversation, and I'm sorry, okay, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is a lawyer. Megyn, I guess she's a lawyer. They claim she's a lawyer, and I guess she failed at being a lawyer, but then she went into television. I don't know what the hell was happening there. Laura Loomer, I have no idea what that Looney Tunes is all about, but this is what they do. They want to denigrate the intellect and the looks of black women and women of color.
So I took my glasses off because I am about 20 years older than Laura Loomer, and I still look better than she does. So I had to have her back, but I need to be able to see. Let me put my glasses back on. But let's be clear. I find it very rich when the Republicans, MAGA, or whatever we want to call them on the other side, talk about civility, talk about how we need to tone the temperature down, talk about how the folks on the left are eager to go after. But it seems to me that this comes from the very top. This comes from, as you said, the convicted felon that's occupying the White House. It comes from the very top, because what I know for sure, they are not only intimidated, but they are also afraid of the greatness that not only Black women bring to the table, but if and when we lead, we speak clearly, we come with all intelligence, we are ready to work and to serve. So here is the key. When you hear what the Laura Loomer and the Megyn Kellys have to say, what you hear is the jealousy. What you hear is the incompetence on their own part. A lot of times what they're trying to do is try to denigrate who Black women and Black people are because they have nothing else to stand on. I am so proud of what Jasmine Crockett and what for Michelle Obama, Joy Reid, all of us, Ketanji Brown, what they are doing and what they represent, including Kamala Harris. The key here is this. I think a lot of this conversation is busy talk. I forgot which one of my co-panelists talked about this. This is all about a distraction. It's trying to keep us from understanding what's happening with the Epstein file. It's trying to keep us from understanding what's happening as they take away our health care. It's trying to keep us from understanding and knowing what's taking place that's going to harm us in the future. It is taken away that they are really there for the rich and not caring about the rural America, because what they really want, what the MAGAs want, what the sycophants want, is they want to believe that anything that we receive is because something was handed to us. But truth of the matter is, we work harder, we're smarter, and we get things done. That is the problem here. We need to make sure that we stay on message and understand that we expose what's happening and continue to talk about what's real. As Black people, talking about our economic status, talking about our economic wealth, talking about what's right, talking about our voting rights, talking about our health care, talking about our housing. I don't have time. And I know that Jemele Hill and Jasmine and everyone feels like they need to respond. But honestly, we need to shake the dust from our feet and keep on stepping.
But here's the reality, Matt, and I was talking to a couple of Republicans about this here. The Republicans actually are scared of Jasmine Crockett. Literally. The reason they cannot, the quote was, my side hates Jasmine Crockett because she's effective. And you have to return fire with fire. You have to, so it's like Trump. You want to give nicknames, you want to sit here and do this here. Guess what? You got to hit him back with the exact same thing. And so I'm like straight. Jemele had all the smoke for Megyn Kelly, and I'm like, I was down with it 100%. This is what you have to do to say, hey, y'all want to swing? Let's swing.
Well, you're right. I just want to say I noticed that I think the control room was playing a video and the audio wasn't up, so it sounds like there are muting issues all around tonight.
No. You know, you the king of muting issues, so you don't want to keep bringing that up.
I just heard you asking for audio, which means it was muted.
No. Actually, that's not what actually.
Here's the thing.
No, that's not what actually happened. No, first of all, let's be factual here. We're playing the video.
Do what you need
to. No. The video was playing, and then when the video, there were 2 videos on there on that Twitter feed, and one stopped and one started. So when one stopped, audio pulled it down.
All right.
So, but your ass, the king of mute. But you might want to go on before you get cut.
You ready, Roland? You ready? All right.
I've been ready.
Let's go ahead and move.
You the one brought your problems back up.
Look, I ain't bring up no problems, brother. I just mentioned God don't like ugly. Sweep around your own front door before you try to sweep
God don't like ugly or Longhorns. Ask Ohio State.
Oh, Lord. Here's the thing. I think you're right. And I think the thing about Jasmine Crockett is she's better at their game than they are. You're exactly right. She's effective. She's sophisticated. She's brilliant, but she's very good at the sound bites. And I'll tell you, I think we live sometimes or all the time now in a very unserious world. I think we should be, repulsed by the fact that a lot of our politicians are always seeking sound bites. However, I think strategically right now it's necessary to have somebody who's an effective communicator for the pushback. And Jasmine Crockett is the exemplar of that. So, yes, you're exactly right. They are afraid. But I actually want to address a different element of this that I haven't heard addressed yet. You know what really especially bothers me about the Laura Loomer comments is the fact that white people love to cosplay with anything black or what they think is urban or hip hop all the time until they need to reclaim whiteness because they think that gives them some superiority. That isn't every white person, of course, but we see that all the time. You look at, Russell Simmons' comments from years ago about 70% of hip hop being bought by white people. Anecdotally, that is true. Young white people all the time will tell you about how they listened to this record, how NWA was so important to them back in the 90s or whatever. But then when it becomes advantageous to distance themselves from blackness, they start to denigrate it. And that's exactly what you see Laura Loomer doing. I don't know her background, but I guarantee you, she's listened to hip hop records and talked about how she likes some rapper. But then when it becomes advantageous to tear down a black person, it's now calling them ghetto and black and all these things that you would otherwise be embracing. And I think that's an insidious thing. And I think it is proof that often white people are going to cosplay when it's advantageous and then, reclaim their whiteness when they need to be back on a pedestal. And that's what I saw when I first heard those tweets that just really infuriated me.
Yeah, and you also really shouldn't call people ugly when you literally went from this to this. Like I warned people, Michael, I gave them a trigger warning.
Yeah. Wow. Well, maybe, she's dressing up for Halloween early. I don't know. But only in this crazy administration with Laura Loomer.
Somebody posted this here. My little granddaughter just won't take off her Laura Loomer costume. Isn't she precious? Okay, that was funny. I got to admit that was funny. Michael, go ahead.
People should look in the mirror first before they call somebody ugly. But to Matt's point, yes, you have Republicans, many of them who fear Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett is brilliant. She looks younger than she is. We know white women don't age very well. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It just we know a lot of times they don't. That's just the truth. But also, this is the same antipathy that Charlie Kirk had for black women as well. Okay. And, the reason why so many of them from the Trump administration were there for Charlie Kirk's funeral was because they think the same way he does. They hate black people just like Charlie Kirk hated black people. All you have to do is go look at the anti-black comments Charlie Kirk made, insulting the intelligence of black women like Michelle Obama and Joy-Ann Reid, the late Representative Sheila Jackson Lee, et cetera, saying they don't have the brain processing power, et cetera. And also, these same people, this is why they hate Kamala Harris, because they know Kamala Harris is more intelligent than any of them and is better at politics, et cetera. So this is what we're dealing with. This is why elections have consequences, okay? The reason why we're dealing with all this shit that we're dealing with right now is more people voted for Donald Trump on the ballot than Kamala Harris on the same ballot. More people showed up to vote for him, and now he's going after everybody, even the people who voted for him. In Arkansas, the farmers are calling for a bailout. Donald Trump won Arkansas by 30 points in 2024. And the farmers are crying that they're about to lose their farms and things like this because of the tariffs, et cetera. They thought he was their savior. But, this is the MAGA death cult that you're dealing with.
Okay, I'm just going to show one more before I go, and I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it there.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's oh, what happened? Poor thing.
Bless our heart.
I'm just going to go to break with that one. I'll be back.
Hello, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase, and I'm here with a very important message. We are at a turning point in the Black community where we must have equity in the apps we use that scale to billions of dollars. But this time, we own the infrastructure, we own the culture, and we shape the future. And Fanbase is the future. Fanbase combines the free functionality of Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube into an all-in-one platform built for the evolution of social media and monetization. With over 1.4 million users, that's real proof that we are shifting the conversation of tech ownership and equity for creators. So right now, I want you to go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest today. The minimum to invest is $399. That gets you 60 shares of stock in Fanbase at $665 a share. This marks a turning point in Black ownership of social media. If we don't take this opportunity to own social media right now, we will always be customers to our own creations. And that can't go on. So once again, go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest today. We must own the platforms where our voices live, our stories matter, and where our culture drives the world. Thank you.